This is our first Tuesday, and it's our first book review of January 2025.
Choose to be awesome Tuesday. How are you, Marisa?
Very good, Audrey. I missed you, lady.
I missed you too. How were the holidays?
Holidays were good. You know, I do know you were saying earlier that you were working throughout the holidays anyways, and it's your busiest time.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
so
at least I did rest on the actual holidays.
Oh, that's good. Do you get a break like afterwards, or you're just now continua?
Yeah, we continue, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is indeed. Thank you so much for joining us today, Audrey. And we are reviewing a book, Zuva's Playtime Stories, Volume 2, which is written by Fungai Manana Chihuahua. This is a children's book. Looks like a children's book. Very easy read as well. And you say that it's a compilation of 4 stories in here. And I see a lot of animals. I see a lot of illustrations, drawings and things. What is this book about?
So I think it's a very good book to start the year with for the children. The children are opening schools next week on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And Fungai put together 5 short stories, very relevant. You know, the children love these animals, baboon, squirrels, Tamuka the lion, and she even uses our own vernacular. So this is definitely a good book to start the year with. Mm-hmm.
This Tamuka the lion, I'm trying to look for Tamuka the lion. What is the Tamuka the lion story about?
So I know we've got the whole Lion King trending right now, Mustafa. So we've got Tamuka very prideful, and then his father actually chases him out of the pride the one day because he would just sit around and admire his mane and wouldn't participate in hunting or anything else. So he was chased out of the pride, and he was now by himself. And everyone in the forest obviously didn't like him, so he had to learn to adapt. And he found the giraffe who gave him some lessons to say, no, you need to actually work with the others, get rid of your pride, and then everyone else will like you.
And I was thinking about that. Pride comes before a fall, you know. So that's the lesson. And I've actually got the page here. It's like, this is what shall I do? Tamuka cried. Lose all your pride. Then you will find the leader that lives inside you, Giraffe uttered and walked up the road. Isn't that such a nice story? I want to read this story.
It is. And I was
because it's the lessons. I'm actually now concentrating more on the lessons of each story. What are the lessons for each of the 4 stories?
Okay, so the number 1 is to never be selfish. I mean, we're also talking about this for adults, but this is for children. Mm-hmm. It has to start from there. To be wise with money, to have courage. Mm-hmm. To work as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work, as we always say. Yeah. And then lastly, not to have pride, as you rightly read.
Yes. To never be selfish. I mean, selfishness is something that we can actually see a lot happening because, I mean, times are hard. Sometimes you just think, and you kind of don't think about other people. How I mean, for this year, really, basically, because I mean, look, this book is an important book, not even just for our children, but for us adults as well. Some of these lessons. How do you, or maybe can you give us a few words to just start off the year pertaining to these lessons that you've read?
I think number 1 for me this year, I know people are doing the resolutions and goals and whatnot, but for me, I'm just continuing with where I was last year. But number 1, we need to be kind to ourselves. I saw somewhere where it says the way you talk to your friends or colleagues and whatnot is the way you should talk to yourself, and even better, you know what I mean? Because in public, we want to be all prim and proper. Yeah. And then when you're talking to yourself, you're like, ugh, that was so dumb. No, talk to yourself nicely. Okay, yes, Audrey, you made a mistake there, but yeah, we can do better. Let's, you know what I mean? Yeah. So be kind to yourself, and then just be kind to the next person, and it will rub off to your point where you're talking about people are just selfish. So for someone, $1 is actually a lot, you know? Yeah. And then for someone, $5 is a lot. So if you can spare that $1, or if you've got an extra packet of rice in your pantry,
house,
yes, just bless the next person.
So I was, funny enough, we're talking about this, probably digressing a little bit, but it's to do with lessons and how what you're saying about being kind to each other. You know, sometimes if I don't have any money and say, oh, Audrey, I need some money, you can't keep feeding me with money. Sometimes we need to look at it different. And if your words are going to build me and actually impart riches inside me, I should accept that. Because most people will be like, I can't give you my money. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, you don't have money. Can I help you get a job? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's another form of actually empowering a person.
100%, not give the people the fish, but give them the fishing rod, direct them to the
Yeah.
pond. I know in some groups, someone was saying, people are crying for money, but you've got a car. You can do InDrive.
Exactly.
And get money.
Register.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a little thing. So a lot of stuff. I mean, look, along with... anyway, we're talking about money and everything, and I'm like, we're digressing. But it's actually a lesson here to be wise with money.
Yes.
We really need to teach our children how to really spend wisely, because the minute you get money, you just want to buy a burger.
From a
And
very early age.
Yeah.
And I like one quote from the book which says, "The tree bent forward. Now will you give me what I want? Fox licked his lips and said, I told you, I'll give you anything." So there's a story about the selfish fox who decided to drink all the soup and all the food, and the king and queen now didn't have anything to eat, and all the workers were puzzled. So that's a quote which I read just now.
Wow. Okay, so I mean, we are talking about these amazing stories that Fungai gives us. Maybe tell us a little bit more about her.
Okay. She's a phenomenal woman. I mean, I was just looking at her bio. She's a biotechnologist. I mean, I know we didn't have those in Zim. With 5 years experience in teaching and sales. She went to school in Algeria. That's where she did her diploma. This is her third children's book, and she's got another Christian book entitled The Extraordinary Mile. She's fluent in French. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So, that's a very amazing profile. And look at, people always think it's the arts people who must write. I'm always talking about this. Anyone can write. She's a biotechnologist, and she's written a book very well, for that matter.
That is incredible. Well done to you, Fungai. I mean, look, I'm even captivated by this, so I'm going to read it as well. Where do we find her on social media if we want to kind of contact her?
Okay, so she's on Facebook with page Storytime with Fungai, and the book is sold at Port of Village, Highlands, shop number 2, Kids Book World bookstore. So she's really, and the price of the book, the cherry on top, $6 chete chete.
$6 chete chete, guys, for this incredible book. It's called Zuva's Playtime Stories Volume 2. Biotechnologist. I'm thinking in my head, what is that?
I would believe,
I know. You start thinking biology or tech, computer.
And funny enough, usually I Googled these terms, but I actually didn't. But in my mind, I was thinking, it's not to do with plants. So it's to do with other
things.
Yes.
But so she really goes through the stories of dissecting them for us. So it's absolutely fantastic. Fungai, thank you so much for giving us this book, and it's going to be a great read. Teach our children the lessons that they need, guys. I do urge you to grab yourself a copy. $6 chete chete, and you buy it in Highlands Park.
Yes, and also Port of Village in Highlands. And Fungai, if you're listening, we need this book on Amazon so that other people in other countries can also access the book.
Absolutely right. Maybe you can also do one in French. Can teach us French, because she's so fluent in French.
That's a very good idea, because there is a whole market for French readers. Yes.
Very good.
Konapo, ipapo, ba ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.